Ask the Messengers, the program that deals with substance abuse, real people telling real stories. Hosted by Pastor Lester Lewis, co-host Charlize Wilkerson and Leroy Carey. Produced by David Humphreys. Where there is addiction, there is a chance for recovery. We're trying to help save lives on Ask the Messengers.
Today on Ask the Messengers, the church has left the building. That's right. We're going to talk with Bishop Edgar Vann of the Second Ebenezer Church. As well, we're going to talk with Pastor Marvin Miles of the International Gospel Center. And they're going to share how their churches are working outside of the four walls of their buildings to help those who have substance abuse issues and to help them find a place of healing. I asked Bishop Edgar Vann how important it is that the church leave the building beyond its four walls and help those in the community.
Why is it so important that the church go outside of its four walls to help those on the outside? I know that you help those on the inside, but what about, why is it so important to help those on the outside?
You know, our church has had a very unique, I believe, and maybe unprecedented level of community sensitivity. I've been here 43 years. I walked in with a sense of community. I got it from my dad. I'm a third generation pastor. My father, during the riots in '67, had a church on Linwood Avenue, right in the middle of the struggle there. And he had a supplier to come in and bring food for people. All the stores were closed. People couldn't get food. Kids couldn't get milk and cereal, whatever. And he gave out food in a very dangerous situation out of the basement of our church. Community's inside of me. Community is what I've always been about, my family's always been about, my mentors have always been about. And so now, 43 years into ministry myself as a pastor, 45 years as a minister, it's a part of what we do. Every benefit to the community just about has come through this church in this city, from expungement fairs to job fairs, to all kinds of things that we've done down through the years. I think the church must go outside of the wall, but the church inside of the wall must invite people inside of the wall. So the church must become an entity that is universal. It's universal in terms of not just being a destination, but also an outreach, but not also just an outreach, but also a destination, so that it becomes a center for good, a center for empowerment, a center for improvement, a center for community engagement, a center for social justice, a center for helping the community. That's what Second Ebenezer is all about.
The church has left the building. We're talking to pastors and how their churches have left the four walls of their church and they're helping those on the outside.
Your church is instrumental in this community, and you're a beacon of light here. What is coming up? What things do you have on the horizon to help those who may be struggling with substance abuse and with even mental disorders?
We have a block development. This is what the Spirit of the Lord showed me, a city coming out of a city. And over this city, I saw for my glory only. The Lord has allowed us to build a senior housing complex, 15 condominiums, a veterans facility, a luxury apartment. We're finishing up a strip mall right now. But one of the things that I wake up and thank God for is our social service that meets the needs of this community through domestic violence, jobs, counseling, navigating, how to interview for a job, feed folk, clothe folk, whatever it takes as it relates to social services. My wife, Carolyn Miles, is the overseer of our social services called IGC Team Wellness. We've partnered with Team Wellness, the Mental Health Authority, to help people to navigate to their next. So we do that on a daily basis.
Pastor Miles, senior pastor of the International Gospel Center in Ecorse, Michigan, shared with us his story of drug use and how he overcame. but also how he's now helping others to overcome as well.
Well, you got a wonderful family, and this goes to anyone who's out there. They know, some know your story, some don't. You had an addiction. Now, with a wonderful family background like that, how did you get involved with drugs?
I want to make sure we put this out there. You have to regard the company that you keep.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Because this onus was not on my parents.
Okay.
It was on me. Sometimes being raised in a family, a church family, when your father is a pastor, sometimes can be very tough and confining at times. And so you just go out and start exploring. And so my introduction was through my friend that said, hey, try this. Had no business. My introduction was through marijuana. And from marijuana, I really wasn't a real big drinker at the time. Drunk a little bit, but more marijuana. Then went into pills. Then went into cocaine. And that cost me 12 years of my life. 12 long, depressing, suicidal years. And people say, you think about committing suicide? Yes. Yes. Because I believe you can go so low that your thinking becomes warped, stinking thinking, where the enemy, amen, presents things to you. So I thought about it, but knew that I would go to a devil's hell if I did it.
Now, you just shared that, again, this is a choice that you made, and now, did you have family support while you were dealing with your addiction?
Of course, my years actually started right prior to me going to college. I wasn't addicted, but I was using at the time. And a door opened through the athletic field. I played basketball. And what happened was I had several scholarships, but I got a job working for General Motors. And so I would just get high. But after about 2 years of doing that, that's not what I wanted to do. So I really started getting back into what you would call basketball shit. And was offered a full ride at Xavier University after 2 years. So the Lord just opened up a door. And that's through college, during my college years, I used during the college years, and then that went into my junior year to some dark days during my junior year in college.
Pastor Miles, can you tell us about what was the definitive moment that you knew that you needed to stop using drugs?
I was, again, gifted in the athletic field and had a very successful 4 years of playing college basketball, but again, dark days during my junior year really hit kind of bottom. And I got into, because of what I call favor, I always kind of had favor, went into the business of production. Okay. Even though I was getting high. I actually had drug dealers as friends, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And put on concerts and stuff, and then, man, had, you remember Confunction?
Yeah.
Confunction. Had them scheduled big event that I was gonna be at the college, and man, the weirdest thing happened. The gym, with this big game between Xavier and Dylan, thousands coming out. The floor sweated.
Oh wow.
The game was canceled, which meant everybody that was going to come to the event, they just went downtown to the quarters. And that was a low point. And my friend, his name is Kai Yi, looked at me and said, "This was an act of God." Wow. Man, something hit my spirit. And I, like the prodigal son, I said, I'm going back home. I said, that's it.
Today's topic is the church has left the building. We're talking with pastors whose churches have left the four walls of his church to help those on the outside. Stay tuned for more.
I'm Artesia Washington, and I'd like to welcome you to Irvine Head Injury, where restoring you to your previous level of functioning is our goal. We offer services such as physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language pathology, aquatic therapy, massage therapy, and counseling. An automobile accident is an unfortunate event. If you feel that you or a loved one can benefit from our services, you can be reached at 248-415-2500. We look forward to hearing from you.
We all know how hard it is to find great deals for insurance. That's why you gotta come and see me, Cousin Alex, located conveniently at 7 Mile and Schaefer. If you do have tickets, you do have accidents, I get it. Come on by my office and let me show you how I can get you that low down payments. So now you know where we at, now you know who you need to come and see. Cousin Alex got you.
Call Cousin Alex at 313-340-4444, and don't forget to tell him, Ask the Messenger sent you.
Changing an addict's life and providing support to the addict's family is the goal of the Live Right Structured Recovery Corps. Free yoga and spiritual recovery classes on Thursday, automotive maintenance class, and physical nutritional classes on Friday. Visit their new residential recovery resource center located at 27700 Gratiot Avenue in Roseville, Michigan. Live Right also accepts donations of cars, trucks, boats, and campers in any condition. For more information and a complete list of their events, go to their website at liverightstructuredcorp.com or call 586-217-5899. Life short, live right.
Detroiters love Imperial Fresh Markets. You don't have to wait to receive our best deals by mail or handbill anymore. Now get our weekly sales circular early online at imperialfreshmarkets.com. Don't wait for delivery. Get the circular now at imperialfreshmarkets.com. Also check the website for special deals throughout the week. Check us out on Instagram too. imperialfreshmarkets.com, where Detroiters love to shop. Open daily.
Hi, this is Tony from Expert Car Care on 8 Mile between Wyoming and Livernois. I'd like to welcome you to Detroit City, where the potholes are also Come on in for our $10 Spring and Sprung Make You Holler Pothole Safety Inspection. Come on in. I'm going to help you out today. Call me right now at 313-341-6666, and I can qualify you with our 90-day same-as cash plan. All you need is a checking account. Car repair comes at the worst time. Call me right now at 341-6666 for our 90-day same-as cash plan.
Today's topic, the church has left the building. Pastor Miles shared his thoughts on marijuana and how it is important that we know the truth.
What is your view on marijuana use?
First of all, the Bible does instruct us to obey the law of the land. But if it comes in conflict with the word, we are to take the word over any law. I know for a fact, and people need to go to the scriptures to see where Paul even admonished Timothy to drink a little wine for the stomach's sake. The Bible talks about when a man dies to give them alcohol to relieve pain. So we know that it is used for medical purposes.
Exactly.
The line gets blurred when we don't use it for medical purposes and we see the results of that. If a child is having 400 to 500 seizures a day, and we see where marijuana or THC, the addict, can reduce those down to one, who would be against that? And that's where I draw the line. Because in our flesh dwells no good thing.
Right.
And so I know that it was a gateway drug. I didn't need it for no medical purposes.
Right.
I needed it for the lust of the flesh, the pride of life. Those three things that cause man to fall.
That's right. That's right.
So I am adamantly against smoking marijuana for recreational purposes. That's me. Because of what it leads to. And then I put out, would you hire this person
Right.
to work for your company?
Right.
You wouldn't even hire you
Right.
to work for your
But
company.
that becomes the next thing, because we've got many jobs coming to the city of Detroit and to the Detroit area. And these employers are sternly saying that if you have marijuana in your system, we're not hiring.
We asked that same question to Bishop Edgar L. Vann, and here's what he had to say about marijuana.
Well, here is an issue that many are addressing and want to know what is the position of the church. The issue of marijuana here in the state of Michigan. Now, Bishop, what is your take on the marijuana issue that we're currently facing?
I think that if you do any kind of clinical research, if you've done any kind of historical synopsis of the effect of drugs, most especially in the African American community, what you'll find is that marijuana has always been and continues to be a gateway drug. It is a drug that is the initial point. It is the starting point. It's the ground floor for all kinds of addictions, even beyond drugs itself. This has been clinically proven. We have our own political machinations, and what we've done with that is, as a symbol of our secular society, we have sought to legalize everything that we once called sin, or everything that we once thought was detrimental to us, because we want to do it. And we live in a capitalistic society that where money, of course, is the reason behind us normalizing and sanitizing the things that we just want to do anyway. But we know that marijuana is a gateway drug. We also know that marijuana is an African American job killer. Our people go for jobs. Here, I'm very high on workforce development. We have a workforce development ministry here. We find jobs for people for the last 12 years. We've been doing it every week. Every Wednesday, I give out jobs in our Bible study. Every week for the last 12 years. The biggest impediment to our people getting employment in a city like Detroit, 35% poverty rate, 60% poverty rate for our children, largest municipal bankruptcy in the history of the United States, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And at the bottom of it is the fact that our people can't get jobs when they're not clean. And marijuana is a drug. It is not only a drug, but it is a drug that will prevent our people from full employment and reaching their destinies. There is no way that in a cognitive manner we can believe that this is good for our community. I'm not talking about medical marijuana and the benefits that it may give to people who are chronically ill, but I'm talking about recreational marijuana, which is just something that we believe is not detrimental to us anymore, simply because we want to do it.
We'll be right back with more of Ask the Messengers.
We all know how hard it is to find great deals for insurance. That's why you gotta come and see me, Cousin Alex, located conveniently at 7 Mile and Schaefer. If you do have tickets, you do have accidents, I get it. Come on by my office and let me show you how I can get you that low down payments. So now you know where we at. Now you know who you need to come and see. Cousin Alex got you.
Call Cousin Alex at 313-340-4444, and don't forget to tell him, Ask the Messenger sent you. Changing an addict's life and providing support to the addict's family is the goal of the Live Right Structured Recovery Corps. Free yoga and spiritual recovery classes on Thursday, automotive maintenance class, and physical nutritional classes on Friday. Visit their new residential recovery resource center located at 27700 Gratiot Avenue in Roseville, Michigan. Live Right also accepts donations of cars, trucks, boats, and campers in any condition. For more information and a complete list of their events, go to their website at liverightstructuredcorp.com or call 586-217-5899. Life short, live right.
Hi, my name is Brenda Owens. I work at Greenfield Hair Collections, and I love doing hair. I've been doing it for almost 30 years now, actually. And I do a little bit of everything. This style right here is a pin curl. This is my weekly client, Lenise, short and sassy. She just got a fresh haircut last week. The name of the salon is Greenfield Hair Collections. We're located on Greenfield between Outer Drive and Curtis. I'm on the second level. My name is Brenda. My phone number is 313-729-8194. Give me a call. I love what I do.
Detroiters love Imperial Fresh Markets. You don't have to wait to receive our best deals by mail or handbill anymore. Now get our weekly sales circular early online at imperialfreshmarkets.com. Don't wait for delivery. Get the circular now at imperialfreshmarkets.com. Also check the website for special deals throughout the week. Check us out on Instagram too. imperialfreshmarkets.com, where Detroiters love to shop. Open daily.
Today's topic, the church has left the building. Pastor Miles also shared how his church has produced 2 movies to bring help to those who are hopeless.
You ask, what am I doing? The Lord has blessed us to produce 2 major motion movies. Silent No More, Anything is Possible is worldwide right now. I mean, going phenomenal. These are the things that comes out of a creative thought of God to impact the kingdom. But when you look at marijuana, I have economic summits. I have job fairs that have this house full. And they come in, dapping me up, Pastor Miles, you the man, and all that. I said, well, wait a minute. We gonna hire you on the spot. Home Depot, Myers, all of these companies, here, I'm gonna hire you on the spot, but you gotta drop. And then it's like, I turn into a choir director and say, oh, half of the people get up and say, thanks, brother, thanks for the opportunity, and they go out the side door.
Wow. And that's,
It's killing our communities. It's killing our urban community. Why we can be so high on those things that don't profit and low on the things that should profit. I ain't buying it. It's a trick of the enemy.
Yes, sir. You got 2 movies out, 2 motion pictures, and I applaud you so much for what you're doing outside of the 4 walls of the church.
That's right.
What is the overall goal of the 2 movies that you put together?
Anything is possible. Come right out the word.
Yeah.
Now, it's not such a biblically, infused, but the underlying thing is anything is possible to him or her that believes. Silent No More deals with abuse, drug abuse, what we're talking about, mental abuse, physical abuse. And so I deal with those aspects of abuse to share light on how one can come out under being abused in these different areas and get their life back again.
You know, there's so many people who are hurt and so many people that are broken, so many people that somehow have lost their way. The vicissitudes of life have crowded in upon them on every side, and they don't know where to go, and they don't know what to do, and they don't know where to start. And there's so many mothers out there and grandmothers. You've cried and you have grieved over your children, your grandchildren. Some of you don't even know where they are. You're watching today and you're having difficulty trying to figure out, what do I do to reach them? Well, I want you to know that there's help and there's hope. And that's what I really want to leave with you today, because number one, there's help. There are people who are clinically trained to work with those of you that have loved ones who are caught up in this web of addiction, this web of mental health, this web of discombobulation that exists in our community. There is help for you. There are agencies there. There are lifelines, and there's help for you in those areas. Suicide's a big one. Many of our young people are falling victim to the spirit of suicide. But there's help there. There's suicide helplines. There are people who are willing and trained in order to help you. Don't be afraid and don't be embarrassed to reach out when there's an issue, when there's a problem in your family. Someone's listening to me today who has that problem. It's you. You're the one. Don't be afraid to admit it. Don't be afraid to get help. But not only is there help, but there's hope. And the hope that I know is that people need faith in God, but they also need faith in themselves. They need faith and confidence to know that there is something beyond whatever it is that you're going through. I'm here to suggest to you that if you are overburdened and overwhelmed by an addiction of any kind, alcohol, drugs, sex addiction, mental illness, mental unrest, you have an opportunity to reach out. And those of you that know someone who's suffering, who's broken, who's having a hard time, you reach out to them. Life can be better. And of course, everything will survive if you do. There is help and there is hope.
As we stated earlier in the show, the church has left the building. Pastor Marvin Miles and Bishop Edgar L. Vann, their churches are working outside the walls to help those who have substance abuse issues and to help them socially. We want you to know here at Ask the Messengers, your support is appreciated in any form. Also, we believe that love is what love does, and we want to love you to life. See you next time on Ask the Messengers.
Won't you help us to do exactly what our motto is, and that is to help save lives? Won't you send a generous donation to the information there on the screen? We would love to have you as part of our partnership to help save lives.